back again. Hey, welcome back to our channel, Elevation Chapter, the channel that promotes human connection, spreads positivity to recover humanity. And in case it happens to be your very first time here, thank you so much for clicking and you're welcome to the family. Please go on and subscribe to our channel, like the video, and watch the other videos that we've already uploaded. And don't forget to share the video as well. We love you so much. And my name is Nelly O. In a world where almost everyone and everything is exposed, the coolest thing to do, I think, is to maintain one's mystery. It's very unfortunate that our school education system undermined certain subjects which are vital in everyone's life. We were left ignorant about things that matter so much, and so we have no choice but to learn them the hard way. Important topics like money, how to make it, how to invest it, how to save it, and how to multiply it. Talk of topics like relationships, emotional intelligence, and all the others really that we have come to learn the hard way in life. If I get a chance personally to introduce a course in schools, I think I would call that course adulting course. Not adultery, please. Adulting course. So today we are sharing one of the would-be course units under the adulting course. Let's talk about boundaries, specifically the 6 types of boundaries. We have heard very many people talk about boundaries, but we don't know where they start from and where they end from. We don't know how to approach this. But before we get into the types, what are boundaries? I think almost everyone has their own definition, but what are boundaries? From my own understanding, boundaries is the practice of openly communicating and asserting personal values, personal principles and beliefs with an intention of avoiding compromising or violating them. Boundaries are supposed to keep us in check. Check of respecting ourselves and respecting others, and also the check of maintaining the discipline. Remember, boundaries literally set us free. So here are the 6 types of boundaries. And number 1, material boundaries. These are boundaries regarding your material possessions. Say maybe your home materials, your car, your phone, your books, and other properties. And meanwhile, money is part of the material boundary, which is really financial boundaries. So the question is, what are you willing to share out? What are you comfortable sharing with specific people? How do you want to share it? And what are you not comfortable sharing out? How will you stick to your boundaries despite the relationship you have with someone? How will you maintain that? You have to remember that the relationship does not matter when it comes to boundaries. What matters is you respecting the boundary that you set, because there's a reason why you set it. So it doesn't matter whether it's your spouse or it's your sister, it's your brother, or your other relative. It doesn't matter. For example, let's give an example of a car. Maybe somebody wants to borrow your car. So you have a boundary because you know how long they should be with a car. Or you also know which days you give out that car if you really want to give it out. Or maybe you have already set a boundary of the kind of people that you will give your car and the people that you can never give your car. And you have your reasons. So whichever boundaries that you get to set, make sure that you enforce them. Number 2, physical boundaries. These are boundaries that you set regarding your body and regarding your physical space. So the thing is, how comfortable are you when people touch you? How comfortable are you when they hug you? How comfortable are you when they hold your hands? How comfortable do you feel? Do you like it or you don't like it? Who do you allow in your space, your personal space? And for how long do you let them be in your space? Are you okay with people entering your bedroom anyhow? Like anybody comes in and they go straight to your bedroom? Is it okay that they come to visit you and they go in all parts of the house? Are you okay with that? Do you allow people visiting you whenever they feel like they want to visit you? Who do you allow to get close to you and why? And who shouldn't get close to you? And why shouldn't they get close to you? All these are boundaries that you get to set. And it's important that you set them knowing your why. Boundary number 3, intellectual boundaries. This relates to your thoughts, your ideas, and the conversations that you get to hold with different people. So what topics are you open to discussing and not discussing? And how do you want your ideas to be respected? Are you comfortable joining a hot discussion that is all heated up, or you would rather excuse yourself? What is it that you're comfortable consuming on social media? How do you want people to correct you in case you are in wrong? What do you allow to be sent? One of the examples of the intellectual boundaries is indeed the social media. We have had all these things that people get to send on WhatsApp or via email, all sorts of information. But then if you open up and you say, oh, I'm not interested in the chain prayers, for example. If you believe that God is not a conditioned God and you don't want those chain prayers, and you tell somebody who has been religiously sending those prayers, then definitely they will know, you are not interested in these kind of things. If it is comedy or pornography, they will know they cannot send you all those pictures of pornography or videos of pornography because you have communicated that this is not what you would love to receive on social media. Another example is when your friends are with you and they're in your presence, they will know that there are certain topics that they cannot bring up because you are not comfortable with such topics. And boundary number 4, sexual boundaries. All the available material shows that sex educators are trying so hard to expose these sexual boundaries. Boundaries concerning proper consent to having sex, whether you're dating, whether you're married, or you're just cohabiting, whatever it is, it should be a proper consent. Setting rules about sexual safety. Boundaries on what contraceptives to use. Something that is comfortable for you and your body. The language that you get to entertain during sex. And how you want to be handled during sex as well. How you want to be touched, how you want to be talked to. And then how comfortable you are with the public display of affection. All these are sexual boundaries. For example, men really like this. They like hugging their ladies and holding their bums in public, and most women don't like it that way. So if you are part of the women that really don't like it, you need to communicate to your fiancé, hey, I really don't like this. If you're to do it, let's do it privately, but not publicly. And some ladies really like it when they hold them that way. Some ladies like it. And again, you might find another man doesn't like being kissed in public, and the lady likes it that way. So you have to communicate that, hey, if you are to kiss me, stop kissing me in public, but let's do it when we are in our private space. All that is under sexual boundaries. And so many others that you can get to talk about. And boundary number 5, time boundaries. This is about how you prioritize and spend your time. Defining the worth of your time is very important. The time you are allowed to give out, the time you're allowed to give out daily, weekly, and even monthly. Who and what is worth your time? Professionally, how should your time be managed? And socially, who deserves to get your time and when? How much time should you give to yourself, to your social events, to your family, and your children, and other things? What time of the night do you stop people from reaching you on phone? And many other things that you think require your time. Define and prioritize them because you need to put a boundary, otherwise your space will be invaded. And boundary number 6, emotional boundaries. This is the most common one. It focuses on things that concern your emotions. What are you emotionally comfortable sharing with others? And who should you share with and why? Why should you share with that person? When do you need the space to process your emotions? How do you allow somebody to access your emotions? How much should you let out? What should you reserve just for yourself? How do you want to be talked to? How do you want to feel during certain conversations? In other words, it's all about what you want to avoid, what you want to allow, what you want to tolerate, and what you think you can accommodate emotionally. This marks the 6 types of boundaries. We all must know that the boundaries protect our relationships. They are like a GPS for all the friendships that we have. So after knowing all these boundaries, we are challenged to communicate more direct, which helps us to prevent miscommunication and misunderstanding. Let me ask you, which boundaries have you set for yourself and others? Comment in the comment section below. Tell us so that we can learn from one another. And our quote of the day is, setting boundaries is an act of love towards yourself and an act of respect towards others. Anyone who truly wants to be in your life will respect your boundaries. Period. Thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate the time that you spend to watch all these videos. I hope that we are learning something together. Thank you so much for subscribing, and in case you haven't subscribed, please go on and subscribe. Let us grow this channel together. I'll catch you in our next video. I love you all. Let's soar. Cheers!